Good morning, I'm Rick Griffin. Welcome to this Saturday edition of WeatherScope. The Super Bowl's tomorrow, and we've got special coverage, including the forecast for the game. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
And I'm Will Annan. First, though, we want to focus on New England, where you're still seeing some rain, freezing rain and snow from the winter storm that hammered much of the east yesterday. As a matter of fact, here comes our own Jim Cantor. We're going to check in with him right now because he's on location in Stowe, Vermont. And let's see if he's going to be sliding into the picture. There he comes. Hello, Jimmy.
What do you say, Will?
Hey, that was a nice entrance.
Thank you very much. I mean, I couldn't think of a better way, really, here at the ski resort than to ski in. But you can see behind me here, we're at Stowe. The gondola's heading up the hill, and this place is absolutely packed with skiers today, as you would expect after 10 fresh inches of snow. And just a great, great skiing day. I was up there and skiing a couple of powder pitches myself personally. And if you look off toward the right here, you can see that we actually have some breaks in the clouds, and it's warmer up top than it is down at the bottom. We call that a temperature inversion, Will, and it's about 22 degrees up top. Well, it's about 19 down here at the base. But just some great skiing, and no doubt folks a little anxious, I'm sure, yesterday after seeing all the snow and hearing about it, wanting to get on up here. The road conditions weren't exactly favorable last night for driving, but folks have made their way on up, and this place is filling up like crazy. So great day at Stowe to be skiing. Unfortunately, obviously, the folks had to deal with it on the roads, but I guess you'd call it temporary inconvenience for permanent improvement. I heard Bruce Edwards say that once. Back to you, Will.
Thanks a lot, Jim. We'll be checking with you a little bit later on again. Jim having fun across parts of New England this morning in the snow. Let's show you what's happened during the last 24 hours again over northern parts of Vermont and New Hampshire and the extreme northwestern Maine. Some of the areas between 6 and 12 inches of new snowfall since yesterday afternoon. Also looking at a band of freezing rain which is still affecting I-95 right now. We're still looking at some warming coming in from the Atlantic Ocean right now. Strong winds too beginning to buffet the coastline as well. So besides the freezing rain, you've got some gusty winds, and we also have gale warnings out right now from Eastport, Maine, along the entire coast of Maine at the present time to Watch Hill in the state of Rhode Island. Look at the temperatures right now. 33 degrees in Boston, not all that bad. You've seen some rain already this morning, liquid precipitation. Here's it's raining too, also right around Bangor, but it's below freezing. That means we're looking at some problems, freezing rain along much of the I-95 corridor in the state of Maine right now. New York, not bad, 38 degrees. You can see right around Philadelphia at 43. There's the bulk of the rain and snow. This basically right in through here is freezing rain now for eastern Maine. Otherwise, just a few flakes of snowfall behind that into the mountains of Vermont and New Hampshire. Midwest is looking fine this morning. A few flakes of snow here and there from Green Bay and Madison, Milwaukee, down towards Chicagoland, where the temperature in Chicago right now is at 27 degrees, 31 degrees in Cincinnati, and a cooler 17 in Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's drop south and check out the deep south this morning. 36 degrees in Atlanta, 37 degrees in Birmingham. The front has not cruised through Miami yet, just south of Orlando, with a temperature of 66 degrees. A few more showers expected with that system as it begins to move on southward, but you can clearly see we are looking at some rains developing again in central Florida. And not to steal the show, this is going to be Rick's part. He's going to talk about the West. Let's go to him.
And Will, thanks a lot. We're going to be talking about another Pacific storm swinging in off the ocean today, mainly affecting the Pacific Northwest with more rain, mountain snow, and very strong winds and heavy surf along the Pacific Ocean beaches. Now, for San Francisco, as we head back into California, well, yeah, you may see a little more rain today from the southern trailing edge of the storm that will mainly affect Oregon and Washington. And yesterday you got some rain. It was just a brief 2 or 3 hour light rain event in the afternoon. Total accumulation a couple of hundredths of an inch, but it was enough to make you break out your umbrella or your rain slicker, and driving was a little bit slippery from time to time. Let's go to the regional radar once again. For San Francisco, we watch a few showers dissipating offshore as they approach San Francisco and Monterey Bay. But later on, there's a better chance of showers, and there's an even greater chance of wet weather as we swing into the second half of the weekend, and especially the early part of next week as a fairly strong, wet Pacific storm comes east. Right now, the main effects are being felt in the Pacific Northwest from Eugene and Salem and Hillsborough to Portland, Olympia, and Seattle. Not only, again, the rain, the snow, but the high winds, the 60 miles an hour in Tillamook County on the Oregon coast earlier this morning. It's snowing in Yellowstone Park this morning, also in the Bitterroot Range and the Sawtooth Mountains in central Idaho. In contrast to the unsettled weather is high pressure right over the Four Corners. And with a high pressure system here, stable atmospheric conditions. These, by the way, are high clouds working through the Four Corners, cirrus clouds that'll dim the sunshine a little bit, but shouldn't result in any precipitation whatsoever. So it's looking good in Albuquerque. Kind of crisp this morning at 25, but later on you should be in the mid to upper 50s in Albuquerque. How about 64 in Las Vegas, 52 in Reno, 68 in Los Angeles. So basically very pleasant in Southern California. But what about Sunday in California's Southland? That's very important since we have Super Bowl 32 that's going to take place.